Hey everyone, my name is Angela Hollowell. I am the founder of Rootful Media and the host of the Honey and Hustle podcast. I am turning 30 in just a few days. I'm super excited to enter 30 Club here soon, and I'm super blessed to have had the journey that I've had so far. I won't rehash year 29 because I did that in a previous video. So if you'd like to see my previous personal and professional reflections, please be sure to check that out. I'll link that somewhere in a card or in the description. Today, I kind of wanted to focus on my 2024 goals, or as I like to call them, my year 30 goals, just because it's convenient that my birthday is in January. So it all comes together that way. And I'm posting this mostly for accountability. I really want you guys to hold me accountable. We can hold each other accountable. And maybe it might even give you some inspiration to think about how you're approaching goal setting for year 2024. So I'll be reading a few things off my laptop, which is here in front of me. Again, we're in my living room because my office is under construction. Yes, it is taking a little minute. Hopefully we'll have it done soon because it is literally freezing here in my living room. And at least in my office, I can have a little space heater and we can be good to go while I'm recording these videos. I personally feel that, goals are nothing without systems. You have to have the systems in place to reach your goals efficiently and to reach them in the time frame that you want. Sometimes, things are always going to take longer than we plan and cost more than what we think, but having a plan in place is better than having no plan at all. So once again, I am going to split this into two categories, one personal, one professional, just because, I am still a person outside of my work. And while my work is important and I love it, it's really important for me to make that distinction. I think making that distinction really helps me to see if I'm really building a business around my life and not the other way around. So getting started with the professional aspect of my goals, my main goal this year professionally is to make more time for my own personal projects. I love my clients and all the incredible things I get to work on, but I personally feel like my own creative projects and passion projects deserve that same love and attention that I give to everyone else. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are like, well, you could have been doing that. And I could have, and I have done that with Honey and Hustle and some other short film projects that I'm working on. But I would love to take more time to write narrative stuff. I have a couple of ideas for short films and short series that I'm really excited to explore and just have the time for. And the reality is, I got bills to pay. I can't just live in la la land, but I do need time that I don't have dedicated to work to just sit and think and write and reflect and to learn and to grow and to reiterate and to be in creative spaces with other people. And that does take some intentionality in terms of planning your schedule to accommodate a life that looks like that. And that's just kind of the thinking and intentionality that I'm putting into my schedule this year. So there'll be less time for just endless meetings that I did last year and just endless, running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And a little more strategic planning in terms of my week, setting aside time at least 2 days a week where I'm not doing anything else but working on my own projects. I think bare minimum for me that's needed, and I'm looking forward to doing that more this year. As I think about increasingly diversifying the income streams for my business, one thing that I think I'm not going to focus on this year is brand deals. I'm going to focus more on growing my own personal projects like the podcast, Honey and Hustle, like the newsletter associated with that, Please Hustle Responsibly, and all of my independent projects. I think brand deals, sponsorships, they're great. And if the right opportunity comes, that's great. But one thing that I did following last year where I did have a couple of brand deals and partnerships was sit down and think, okay, if I'm going to do this again, what does success look like for me? Because I think a mistake that I made was really being concerned about what success looks like for the client and not thinking about that for me. And I think that's really an important part of the process. It's almost like a job interview. It's like when you're so concerned with getting the job, you don't necessarily think about, well, what do I need in terms of a healthy environment with that job? And it's not that you're going to always get into an unhealthy environment by not asking the right questions. But again, there are questions that should be asked for you to ensure that at the end of the day, you're happy with the contributions you're making and what you're getting in return for those things. So that's one thing that I think is really imperative for me this year is just to focus on, what success looks like for me and my passion projects, and then determine if, organizations, brands, companies can fit into the work that I'm already doing, and not just if I can add to what they're doing. I really want to be intentional about building community this year. That's really a large reason why I decided to, at the end of 2023, to start my own newsletter, Please Hustle Responsibly. It's available on Substack. You can subscribe at the link in the comments. I am excited about the feedback that we're going to get. I'm excited about all the people that are going to join, and I'm excited for the conversations we're going to have. I created a form on my website for people to submit questions. So if you have questions, I can answer you directly. I also have a way for people to submit voice messages, which is another option for people who may not want to type but may just want to talk to me directly, if you will, especially if I don't have time for a one-on-one. That'd be a great way for you to reach me and express any feedback or suggestions or questions that you have. I'll link both of those in the comments. I really do want to hear from you guys. I think building something for the community should involve the community. It shouldn't just be me speaking at you every week in the newsletter or every week on a video. It should be some back and forth, and I want to keep open lines of communication. In that vein, I am going to get back to more in-person networking events. I think that's something I got away from in the past 2 years, largely because on some level I felt like I had paid my dues, if you will. Like, I'd gone to so many when I first moved here to Durham, and that really helped grow my business. And once I kind of had that network, it was just about like working within that network, deepening those relationships. And now I feel like I kind of need to get back to that element of like in-person meeting and deepening relationships with people that I've met. So I'm super excited about that. And that's not just exclusive to Durham. I've gone to some conferences and podcast festivals as well. Really enjoyed those. So if you have some that you think I should attend, please let me know. Not restricted to North Carolina at all. Super excited just to be in a community with creators and entrepreneurs at all levels. All right, that's enough business talk, business in the front, party in the back. We're going to go to the personal side here. For me, embarking on a new year of life, especially a new decade of life, should feel like a celebration. And I feel like that's something that I haven't always been the best at in life. And that's not like a ask for pity or anything like that. That's just the reality. I think sometimes it's like we have these milestone moments and important moments, and we don't really truly stop to smell the flowers and, give that moment the reverence that it deserves. And so not just this video, but just in life, I am going to really commemorate my 30th birthday and really be intentional this year about continuing to deepen the relationships that I have in my life. I feel like my friends, my family, those are the people that make me who I am. They're the people that make me a better creator. They're the people that make me a better person. They challenge me to be a better person. And I'm super excited about what that's going to look like. And I have some maybe fears around that just because, once you get 30, 30 plus, at least, people start moving to all parts of the country, outside of the country, because lives start to take different directions, which is not a bad thing. And it's not to say that I'm going to be in Durham forever and that my friends should also stay in Durham forever because I'm going to be here forever. It's just to say that, if you want to maintain the beautiful and deep relationships that you have in your life, that takes intentionality. And I want to express my intentionality in doing that with others, with myself. Speaking of my relationship with myself, there are two kind of main things that I really feel like I have just could be better at. One of them is making my home feel a little more homey. There is a reason why we are turned in this direction. There's like nothing on the wall behind my couch. And I want to get some more stuff up on the wall. I want to get my pictures up on the wall. I want to get some incredible other photos and stuff that I have up and make my home feel a little more homey, just romanticize my life a little bit, if you will, and really celebrate the space that I have because I do love it here. Another thing is that I've been really trying to be intentional about going to the gym 3 times a week. That is hard with my schedule, but it's, again, for me, it's about like choosing your hard and choosing to invest in myself. And if that means that, it's hard for me to go to the gym, at least I go. And I don't make excuses for not showing up for myself. So that's one of the goals that I have this year, is to maintain that consistency no matter how busy my schedule gets, if I can. I'm hoping to take some more mini vacations this year. Last year, typically, if I traveled for work or, to a conference, I would tack on a few days to kind of stay there and hang out, whether that's visiting family or just by myself, doing some sightseeing, doing some time off. And that's cool. I think that's a model that can work. But I also want to be intentional about just taking trips because I want to take a trip, not because I have business somewhere. And I have a few small towns here in North Carolina and Virginia and maybe in South Carolina that I may go to. So I'm super excited to just get in the habit of just like taking small trips for myself. It's kind of maybe in line with like Tim Ferriss's 4-day work week, where he's also promoting this concept of like, take a long weekend, take a vacation, like throughout life, don't wait till retirement. And I think sometimes as creative entrepreneurs, as freelancers, we get in this like grind mode and we forget to realize that retirement may look a little bit different for us. And we get so concerned about what retirement will look like that we don't take time and breaks for ourselves. And like, we're not doing that this year. And that goes for y'all too watching. We're not doing that work till you die stuff. We're taking our breaks and we are looking forward to retirement as well. Okay? So not financial advice, life advice. There you go. That one's free. So I am serving on 3 different nonprofit boards. Yeah, you heard that right. So I'm going to try to, just really commit to being present in those spaces as well. This is my first year serving on 3 boards. 2 of them I got on last year, so this is kind of my first year, full calendar year being a part of those boards. And then I've been on Band Together's board this will be my 3rd year, and I'm a community board advisor, so my commitment is not a lot there. But it's a great nonprofit. You should check out their yearly events and some of their community events that are happening before the Mighty Give Back in October. So I think, to me, this goes in the personal category because these are things that I'm personally interested in. These are organizations that I am personally willing to give my time, donate my time and talent and skills to, and sometimes money as well. I think that, to me, is a part of really my personal ethos of wanting to give back and make an impact. And this is one way that I can do that, and one way I'm looking forward to doing that. Last but not least, I want to read more books. And that sounds crazy, probably, but when you think about the fact that I really haven't truly sat down to read, just to read, since college, it probably explains a lot. I really have become more of a visual learner. I learn through podcasts. I watch a lot of videos and films, have a subscription to Masterclass, all of that great stuff. But I really want to get back to kind of the system of reading as well. I think that for me, yes, it adds another layer of learning and another method of learning without an internet connection. But it also really is a part of me intentionally slowing down to create more. That's just the name of the game, I'm not here to play fast and loose. I'm here for a long time and a good time, okay? If Drake makes a song like that, you heard it here first. Just saying. Ultimately, all of this comes down to really just being the best version of myself and putting intentionality behind being the best version of myself as a creator and as a person. While I'm grateful that my clients and the people that I love can benefit from me doing all of this, I think it's more important that I see the benefit in doing all of this, because this change is not going to happen by accident. That is my intention setting for the year. That is my goal setting, planning for the year. I hope that you will be a part of it. I hope that you will hold me accountable. And if you so choose, allow me to be a part of what you're planning and check in with you and your progress. That's all from me. If you like this video, if you got some value from it, if you got some ideas about what you want to add to your 2024 plan of the year, I would love to hear them. I would love for you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. We have a lot more videos that are not about me and more about how you can grow your audience and impact. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next video.